Hey everybody, Joe here. Thought I muted it, but I did. I unmuted it, but I muted it. We got a little bit to get into today. So, Trump took office, immediately hit the ground running, and of course, immediately was met with black pillars because immediately after the following year, we've got a situation where you know, there's an election again, a midterm election. So we've got the black pillars trying to keep people home from the polls. Hopefully, you're not one of the ones that's falling for this. Hopefully, you can see the signs of what's good and what's going on. And you're smart enough to understand that that's what these people are doing, even if you think that it's somebody that you trust. But let's dig into this. You remember, he hits the ground running. And JFK or RFK Jr. takes over the Department of Health, basically, Human Services, and so on. And between Doge cuts and actions taken, EBT recipients are now, as of late, going to not be able to buy junk food on their EBT cards. That means you, the American taxpayer, who maybe sometimes, especially over the past 4 years of Joe Biden, maybe you had to leave some snack foods on the shelves because you didn't have the money for that. Or whatever, and you had to kind of focus on better foods, whereas these people would fill their carts right up with them. Having said all that, this is what's going on right now. Let's take a look. Lay's, PepsiCo technically, has announced, if this stupid thing would work with me here we go. PepsiCo cuts Lay's Doritos prices as much as 15% to boost sales. Now, ask yourself this. Why would a company like that have to boost sales? Let's take a look at this really quick. This is coming from somebody named Farm Girl Carrie over there on X. From the government shutdown exposed a broken SNAP EBT system. Tens of millions spent on junk food and luxury items while full-time workers struggle to get with groceries. 1/8 of Americans receives food benefits. That's 45 million people. And when researchers looked at how the money was being spent, they found that the average SNAP household buys more soda, candy, desserts, and junk food than average household that actually pays for their own groceries. And that, I do believe, is true. I mean, if you're getting the shit for free, you're going to probably end up buying the luxury kind of like junk foody items at a higher rate because what do you care? You didn't make that money. So let's take a listen to this video really quick.
45 million people, 1 out of every 8 Americans, receive food benefits. And when researchers looked at how that money was being spent, they found that the average SNAP household, gets this, buys more soda, candy, desserts, and junk food than the average household that actually pays for their own groceries. I mean, think about that for a second. The people paying for the program are stretching their own budgets, buying store brand and necessities, while the system is allowing people to buy Oreos, chips, energy drinks, and protein tubs on taxpayers' dime. And the justification that's being used here to defend this is absolutely wild. You've got politicians saying, well, for every $1 spent on SNAP creates $1.80 in economic activity. Well, okay, but that doesn't mean it creates value. If I hand you $1 and then you hand that dollar to somebody else, we didn't magically make more money. We just moved the dollar around. That's not economic growth. That's just circulation. And if that logic worked, we could simply put the entire U.S. budget into food stamps and boom, instant prosperity, baby. Obviously, that's not how reality works, and they're just lying to all of us. Meanwhile, there's widespread fraud that everyone knows is happening, flipping benefits for cash.
All right, so there you have it. Now, you've probably known about this since last fall, which is around where this video was from. So I decided to take a look at it really quick and just kind of see what the most popular chip brand is in America, because there's so many. A lot of them you probably haven't even heard of, let's be real. But here we go. We're looking right at it right now. So let me bring this up to where I can scroll a little bit. You can see right here, the top brand is Frito-Lay potato chips. Now, keep in mind, they make things from, Flamin' Hot Doritos or spicy nacho Doritos or whatever they're called, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, regular Doritos, Cool Ranch Doritos, all these different takes on each different chip that they have, each little junk food. I wouldn't necessarily call, Fritos or whatever, not Fritos, you know what I'm talking about. The Chester Cheetos. I wouldn't call those a chip per se, but that is part of this brand. So they've got everything from Doritos to Cheetos to the Fritos to you name it. They've got it. Regular chips, flavored chips, all of that. So you can see right here what they make, right? 1,974,000,000 $16,258. So that's a lot of money right there. So what does all this mean? It means that now that Snap has been cut, they're probably losing quite a bit of this revenue, right? Because there's not as many people buying their chips. If you think about it, when you go to the store and you go look at what these are, unless they're on sale at a local grocery, even at Walmart, these bags of chips are close, if not over $4 a bag now. And half of it's air. Now, that's a big meme. That's a big joke that people tell. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing that these major mega corporations were basically just welfare queens. We were literally paying these junk food corporations through our tax dollars one way or another. So let's say one of them went out of business, right? And they did the Obama thing and tried to bail them out. Well, it was our tax dollars that were pretty much keeping them afloat to begin with all these years, it turns out. So that's just something that you should note and probably be made aware of. I just thought that that was really interesting and wanted to share it with you, that now they're going to be discounting the cost of their half-air bags of chips to you, the person who actually works for a living, because they're not getting over on the U.S. government like they were. Do with that information what you will, but to me, that tells me a lot about PepsiCo and how they were operating until just now. So anyway, guys, that's what this video was on. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kind of enlightened you on a little bit. Now, I'm not calling for boycotts. I'm not that guy, right? I'm not calling for boycotts or whatever. If that's your favorite brand, that's your favorite brand. You go buy it. It's whatever. And frankly, that's the brand I prefer. I don't really like some of these off-brand. There's Better Made and all that. I don't think they taste good. You know what I mean? They don't taste the same. That could be because of the crap they put in the chips, but that's all about to change as well. So over the next few years. So anyway, guys, that's what I got for you. You all have a great evening, and I will be talking to you on the next one.